Hi there, I'm Mark Marshall from Sandula Conservation. I am now talking about those little funny things that everybody gets squirmy about, and they are called caterpillars. Now, caterpillars are not worms. Worms are the little creepy, crawly, shiny things that live underground. You often find them in your compost heap or somewhere there. So I'm talking about caterpillars, the big hairy ones or the pretty colorful ones that sit on your trees and eat your leaves. Now, have you ever planted a very nice, beautiful little lemon tree or an orange tree, knowing it's citrus, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, the leaves are all eaten off? Don't lose faith in that tree. It will bounce back. Now, the reason why is because these butterflies or moths fly around looking for places to lay their eggs for their little caterpillars to hatch. And every single species is very specific to the tree or shrub or bush that it's going to lay its eggs on. I can't take a caterpillar from the one bush and then go put it on another different type of bush and think it's going to survive. Not at all. They are actually prone to only the bush that they hatch on. Normally, for example, the emperor moth, that'll lay its eggs on cabbage trees and wild plum trees, and only those trees, no other tree. If it lays it on any other one, the little baby will hatch out and will have nothing to eat. So they are very specific to the tree or the bush that they lay on. Now, they lay their eggs and they wait a good couple of months before those eggs hatch. Normally, they lay them under the leaf or on the bark, under the bark of the trees. These little babies hatch by the thousands, and then they crawl up to the tree and they start eating. And they eat and eat and eat until they eat so much and become like 5 times their size in just a few weeks. And you look at your poor tree and you go, these guys have eaten my tree completely to the ground. No leaves left, just stalks. That's okay. Now, you often think the tree's going to die, but it doesn't. Some trees actually need that to regenerate and grow even stronger. So as a natural situation when you've got these caterpillars on your tree. But now, if you have another tree with a couple of caterpillars on and you see the caterpillars fall off the tree, they're doing that on purpose. Don't think you're very kind and pick up the caterpillar and put it back on the tree again, because it's just going to do the exact same thing again and jump off the tree onto the ground, because now it's at the stage where it wants to make a cocoon. So it's not going to do a cocoon in the tree. It's actually going to crawl on the ground and look for a safe place, start burrowing, and whilst it burrows, it forms its cocoon. Right, now you're thinking, but what about those ones in the trees? Those are actually not cocoons. Those are called chrysalids. And now they are also caterpillars, but they turn into butterflies. All right, the ones that spin the cocoons or make the cocoons are the moths. Now, we get both of them in South Africa, and both species or different type of animals can be on the same tree at the same time. So they compete. So whichever one gets the bigger, faster is the one that takes over. Now, you can keep that cocoon for a very long time. It won't just hatch overnight or a week or two. Some take over a year to hatch. And literally that will come out as a little worm with folded wings, unfolds its wings, and this beautiful moth or beautiful butterfly will come out of there. Right, so don't worry about your tree being destroyed by caterpillars. It's a natural thing. You might see 1,000 caterpillars on your tree, and the next day you go back to the tree and there'll be none, because they've all decided to go to the ground together and all start going into their cocoons. We know a very famous little creature regarding this type of topic, and that's the silkworms. Everybody keeps silkworms when they're young. They have the little worm, little egg that hatches. They feed it mulberry leaves. They grow it up big, and then it starts spinning a cocoon. A few weeks later, a moth comes out, and then the whole cycle starts again. Now, everyone asks, what do I feed the moths of the silkworm? Nothing. They do not eat. They just sit there, they reproduce, and they die after they lay eggs. Quite sad, but that's part of their life cycle. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much. You can log on to sandula.co.za or follow me on Facebook, Sandula Conservation. Thank you.